Hello, children. Welcome to online class, ninth standard, first language English. Today, we are going to learn the poem that is Ethics. The poem Ethics, that is eighth poem, that is Ethics, written by Linda Aston. To know about the author, Linda Paston, she was born in 1932 to a Jewish family in Bronx, New York. She graduated from Redcliffe College and received an MA from Brandeis University. She has many awards and honors to her credit. Pushcart Prize, Dylan Thomas Award, Alice Faye de Castagnola Award, the Bess Hopkins Prize are a few to name. She served as the Poet Laureate of Maryland. Linda Paston now lives in Potomac, Maryland. So here, before going to the poem, there's a warm-up activity. That is, the warm-up activity, there's a story is given. In the days of a remote past, curd sellers used to carry curds in small pots. So like this, in small pots they used to carry curd. On one such occasion, while a curd seller was carrying a pot-filled basket in her head, an eagle was flying over her head with its prey, a cobra. The angry and frightened cobra, in its attempt to free itself from the clutches of the eagle, it was striking at the eagle with its hood. In this process, the snake's venom fell into the curds. A little boy who ate that curds died. A trial was conducted and the curd seller was summoned to the king's court. The curd seller passed on the buck to the snake and the snake in turn unto the eagle. The eagle pleaded its innocence and said that it was natural for an eagle to prey on snakes for food. Now, the question is who should take the moral responsibility for the boy's death? That's a question. Yeah, this is happening. We can't give any, that is a mark, no, because of that only it happened. We cannot tell. We cannot remark. So this is the thing. But here, what happened? Because it was destined, the boy was destined to die of snake poison, even though he is away from snake, but he died because of snake poison. Children, coming to this, first you should know what is ethics. Ethics refers to a set of principles of a right conduct. You need to decide what is right and what is wrong, and what is good and what is evil. So, suppose now, as a student, what ethic we can expect from you? So we can expect that good behavior in the class and well dressed, that is coming in uniform, punctuality, then finishing the notes in time, then listening in the class, then answering to the teachers politely. So then moving with your friends, that is lovingly, without any struggle, and keeping the classroom clean and writing also everything. If you do all these things, what will happen? Naturally, life will develop according to that. So you are making a foundation that is your future based on your ethics only. So children, in ethics class, now coming to the poem. In ethics class, so many years ago, so Linda Paston is remembering her younger days, that is childhood days. Then how she is sitting in the class, then teacher teaching, and she is imagining which class, that is a moral class, that is ethics class. So Linda Paston, then that is she is remembering her olden days. That is where the teacher is taking the lesson, that is a ethics moral lesson. Then teacher asked, our teacher asked this question very every fall. Fall means here autumn. Why do we call it as a fall? Because all the leaves start falling. So that is a fall. So when autumn season is called as a fall, fall season. But every autumn season, the teacher used to ask in the class, whom the students, which would you save, a Rembrandt painting or an old woman who hadn't many years left now? So the teacher is asking, if there were a fire in museum, which would you save, a Rembrandt painting or an older woman who hadn't many years left anyhow? She may die at any time. She has become old. But will you save her, that is from the fire that happened in the museum, or you will save Rembrandt painting? So here the Rembrandt means here. So this old lady, you will save her. So this is a painting of a Rembrandt. So how naturally, how beautifully he has done. So he is a Rembrandt, and he is the painter, and he has done beautifully. So the painting, so it's very famous. The Rembrandt paintings are very famous. They are all framed. You can see. So that is many years before, and they are all preserving that photos and framed nicely. Then hung it on the wall of a museum so that the people can have a look of the olden paintings. Because through those paintings we can come to know about the mood, civilization that time, how the people, their behavior, dress, everything we can find out from the paintings of olden days. Because paintings now exhibit the exact culture and civilization of in that period. Next, so the question that first of all I'm telling that every year, that is when autumn comes, the teacher used to ask in the class, she used to ask in the class, that is what question? If there is a fire, where? In the museum. So this is museum catching fire. So this is a old museum. Where? Berlin. So what happened here? And when it catches fire, so the teacher is asking the kids, whom you will save. That is, you will save the old lady or you will save this Rembrandt painting. For that, so what the children would answer, they will love so many years. That sorry, this lady, then she may die at any time. So restless on a hard chairs. The children are restless because they can't sit for a long time. They become restless if they sit in the class because they want the children know young life. So they want to move here and there. So the energy, so much of energy. They can't keep the children in one class more than, that is 10 minutes means that is more, because you have to engage them. So what they did, then they moved, that is they became restless on a hard chair. Hard chair means wooden chair, and caring little for a picture or old age. What do they know? The children don't know whether to save Rembrandt or to or save the old lady, because they very innocent. That is, they don't know the importance of the old lady or the painting. So they are not able to understand. They are unwilling and unable to understand the ethics. So what they did, would opt the 1 year for life and the next for art. And always half-heartedly. Half-heartedly the children answered to the teacher because they have to give answer for the question, no? So that's why what they said. So madam, this year we will save painting. So next year we will save the old lady. So like that they half-heartedly, vaguely they told this answer. So what happened? Sometimes the woman borrowed my grandmother's face, then leaving her usual kitchen to wander some draftly half-imagined museum. So that's what the children answered. The children half-assertly answered that the woman might have borrowed my grandmother's face, so that then we don't know then whom to save. Whether because maybe if the old lady misses, then they have to save. But if the lady is having his grandmother's face being younger, then how they would save her? So that is the answer. They half-assertly they replied. That is, they half-heartedly, because one telling one answer, another telling another series, then they are not involved much in that question to answer properly because of their childhood. They are all very small, and their inability, that answer displays their inability of the children to relate the dilemma to themselves. They are not knowing then which should be saved first, because I told you already, they don't know the importance of age and the painting. So that is a old Rembrandt painting. The next one year feeling clever. I replied, why not let the woman decide herself? And Linda, the teacher, would report, eschews the burdens of responsibility. So what that? Linda, another year, again the same question was asked. So she tried to suggest to the teacher, let the woman only decide herself if she wants to live or die. But the teacher warned her not to escape from the responsibility of making a choice. So what happened? You should not tell this or that, because it is very difficult to find easy answers for a life, because life means then it's something complicated. We can't tell jovially or anything or seriously, because it is a very hard questions when it comes to life. When you don't have a experience, you cannot answer such questions. And moreover, they are all very young. They can't give a proper answer. So the same way, that's what it is very difficult to find easy answers for a life hard question. Ethic is not about which choice you make. It is not that you can tell this or that choice and you can escape, but why you should make that choice. So when that is, suppose for the question, if you answer, no, I will select only the old woman, then you will tell, you have to answer why you selected the old woman. So that's what he's telling. The choice you are making is not difficult, but why you made that choice, you have to explain. That is only difficult. So the next one, the this fail in a real museum I stand. Now this fall means here the same when autumn season, that autumn season, she was standing, that is the child who was then the child now grown up and became the lady, now standing in front of that painting only, Rembrandt painting only in that museum. Then old woman, then old woman or nearly so, myself, that is she became old, then due the sorry the colors within this frame are darker than autumn. So how that is darker than autumn, that colors they used for painting, that is Rembrandt painting, it had beautiful colors, but darker, it was looking dark. That which one, winter was looking darker than the autumn. And the brown of earth, even the earth having that is different colors. That is, though earth most radiant elements burn through the canvas. So what is telling? Radiant colors, you can see different colors of the earth. So if you original colors, if you go for original colors on earth, amazingly we'll be getting so many, then colors will be getting, then shades of colors will be getting. So here, that's what here it's explaining. Years later, in an autumn, so that is the Linda, then she visited the museum. That time she became old, and she stood before the same real Rembrandt, stood before the same real Rembrandt painting only, and that is noticing the beauty. Then what she felt? She felt that is the colors that is used in the painting, then winter is looking darker than the autumn. And the because and also the earth has darker shades. There's a more lovely shades, and they are all sparkling shades also. Then that is seen in the art. So that is a man-made color. They are all, but earth color is amazing because we are using some other colors, then mix it and bring that color, whereas earth is making its own color naturally. So that's what I was telling. Some more, most of the colors that are used by Rembrandt then in painting, Rembrandt painting. So that is only darker, but earth has got what is the different shades. They are all radiant. That's all. They are all bright colors of the earth. It brings a good understanding between the values of life and the values of art. Now we can know the originality. That is, earth or its original. It is making different hues of colors. That is on its own. Whereas man mixes the colors and tries to bring the shade. That is color of the shade. Then the same, exactly the same. So that is artificial, and this earth is a natural. The same way, then I know now that woman and the painting and the season are almost one and all beyond saving by children. So what now? The last he concludes how her aging is the result of changes in her perceptions. That is the meaning of a life. So childhood you will have one meaning of life. Then when you reach adulthood you have got another meaning of life. So when you reach in the middle age, you will have another different meaning of life. When you reach old age, again, that is you have got a different meaning of life. So the perceptions of the meaning of life changes. It is the period of maturity when they recognize the values of maturity. So when will you recognize the value of maturity? When you reach maturity, that is when you reach old age only, you will come to the conclusion that this is the thing should be. Then she has lived her life and all, able to access the values of human life and the values of art. Then she has learned how to value the art and how to value the human life. The children, but here what happened in this poem, children are not trained to value the aging and the beauty because they don't know anything, because they are all very innocent. They don't fully understand what ethic means also. They don't know they are only moral. But anyhow, how they would do that, just what morally right. Because at home they may be telling do this and that, be like that. So that is simply they follow what they were told, isn't it? So she understands that ethics comes with the experience that one has in one's life. So ethics, moral means then what moral we get through our life, what we are living now, that is only we are getting, that is trained. So that there only we get our ethics. And she realizes that a beautiful painting and an old woman are beyond than saving by children. So the child doesn't know whether to save a Rembrandt painting or whether to save an old woman. So they would choose to save an old woman only rather than painting because they feel it is morally right thing to do. Because naturally, a child then will become attached to the human beings only. When they are asked from a human being or that is old lady or painting, they will give importance to life. That is old lady only, and they would try to save her. So that's what Linda finally realizes the real meaning of the question posed to them, that is by the teacher several years ago. Now she is giving the judgment. That is she remembered her old childhood days, and she remembered the questions asked by the teacher. Now she is feeling that is due to the experiences she has gained. Now she knows better answer than she was in childhood. Now she has realized that woman, painting, and season are almost one and gets a weightage based on the changes in one's mind. So we cannot tell all cannot be the same because one may like old lady, one may like painting, then one may choose that is season later. This poem tells that we learn morality from past personal experiences. So from where do we get morality? Where do we get ethics? We get ethics throughout our life. That is the experiences only. The poem begins in a classroom. So how is this poem? It begins in a classroom and ends in a museum. So it reveals that ethics cannot be taught in the class. Ethics cannot be taught in the classroom. They should be taught through experience only. So what is it? They should get experience. So that is morality. Old age is the time when they need to be protected because old age means then old, that is old lady, an old painting. So that means it should be protected and taken care, like we do to old objects of value in museum. So that's why what they do, they keep all those old things in the museum and protecting so that others could have a look of the old era we lived. So that's why children. So what it is finally ethics, no, then you learn throughout your life experiences. So children, so be, that is a learning always. That is some ethics moral because life is learning throughout, no end for learning. Thank you, children. Bye.